Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wrath and Giga, the Wrath and Glory campaign, where we go through the wonderful Dark Tides campaign with a crew from Gigabytes Cafe. We are joined by John Galvin on the top left. Say hi, John.
Hey.
Greg Hammer.
Hello.
Mark Schubach.
How's it going?
Aaron Ware.
What's up?
And Rob Bristow.
Hey.
All right. Real quick, before we get on to our next episode, quickly tell us your character, name, and your archetype, so that everyone knows.
Start the same way as the introduction, John.
Start with Jordan.
So I am playing Hel Caprian. He is a Space Marine scout from the Carcharodons. And yeah, he likes to fight things. He's a ex-prisoner.
Nice. Greg?
I am Gideon Grimm. He is a sanctioned psyker. And he's just coming in to give some backup, so see what he's all about.
I am Tyrus Obervire, and he is a Tempestus Scion, who's a no-nonsense, comes from a high city, had it pretty bad, but, just pure to get the job done kind of guy.
My name is Oron. I'm a Scout Marine from the Salamanders chapter.
Nice.
Yeah. Not much else to say about my character.
I am AR41572K, also known as ARC. I'm an Adeptus Mechanicus, Zenorite from Styges 8.
Nice. Cool. All right. So we are with a Tier 2, so anyone that plays Wrath and Glory, it's starting off the Tier 2 campaign rather than Tier 1, because Tier 1 would be a bunch of guardsmen, pretty much. Yep. All right, cool. So, in the last episode that we did, we had 3 players, and they did some investigating of some missing peoples from the Upper Hive, which is the place where all of the fancy rich people preside. So it's super clean smelling, very nice. Yeah, no bad odors around or unwanted sounds, except the occasional murder, which is what happened to several people in the Upper Hive. The team found out that there was some common things that were happening, such as missing body parts, but they were different missing body parts, so it wasn't like they were just taking a memento toe. Memento, get it? Yeah.
That was the reason for the break. It took us several weeks to come up with that joke.
So, however, the governor of the Hive is actually missing, and they don't know where he is. And that's why the team has been brought on by Jackal Veronius, who is the rogue trader who is a big benefactor amongst the sector. So he came in when the Imperium went dark, when the, Maledictum came in?
Yeah, the rift got riftier.
Exactly. Bigger rift. Yep. So, at the end of the episode, y'all basically had an audience with Jackal Veronius, and he said for you to talk with Majos Carbarost. And so he is basically the Majos from the Adeptus Mechanicus who is in charge of the mechanical workings of the Hive. And the reason he wants you to talk to him is because one of the doors that was broken into with a servitor's arm, and servitors are only maintained by the Adeptus Mechanicus.
By law, right?
Yep. So you are sent off and currently riding in a train car, effectively, on your way to the Majos.
You sure they can't let it rift and Dutch oven half the Imperium?
You could say that, but I don't know why on earth you would.
Because it's...
So as you're in this train car, there are windows, and you descend from the Upper Hive. All of the bright lights and clean textures give way to the mechanical underpinnings of the Middle Hive. And so the Middle Hive has a much different ambiance to it, although I think everyone always pronounces that word differently. Ambiance. Yes. So the very few lights that are there are maintenance. There's servitors welding. There's crews that are working on things all throughout the Middle Hive area. And you travel for several miles with the only artificial light coming off of work crews. Finally, you arrive at your destination, which is the effectively the place that the Majos does all of his work, which is the administrative offices, effectively. And you're let off.
No. All right. So are we all there together?
Yes.
Well, not Greg, though, right?
Not me.
No. So
Right.
Greg and Aaron actually meet you there. They've also been transported there as well on separate train cars.
All right, there we go.
Good.
Uh,
Nice of you to finally join us.
yes,
Hello?
I was informed we would rendezvous here. Are you the two we were looking for? And I'll say Gideon and you said
Oron.
Oron.
Well, do you expect
Shut
that
up.
we'd be meeting somebody else here?
Does anyone else think it's weird that we've been surrounded by servitors on the ride over here when servitors are responsible for all the killing?
You're surrounded by servitors all the time. It's kind of like spiders on old Earth. There's always a servitor within 30 feet of you.
Right, but it could be any one of them.
So why don't you just kill them all then?
Please
I mean,
don't.
that's a way to solve the problem.
It's a way to solve a problem.
It's like saying I got hit by a car. Time to destroy every car.
What's a car?
Those things with wheels
What's a
that
wheel?
drive over the street.
Oh.
Like a rhino without tracks.
All right, well,
Does exist?
let's get this over with and talk with the Magos and see what he knows.
Nice.
All right, sounds
You're
good.
approached by basically an Adaptus Mechanicus Skitari Vanguard. He looks over at Ark. He says, "Well, it's odd to see your Forge World doing here. Do you have any Xenotech you're looking for?"
I have been requested as a intermediary for this encounter.
Very odd, considering there's only servitors involved, from what we know. We'll keep our eye on you. As he says that you are to follow the very strict protocol of only following him and not deviating from that path. He says if you do, there are always consequences. He says, of course, in the sort of mechanical fashion that you're getting used to from listening to Ark talk.
So gotcha, falling asleep.
Now you have a choice. You can go along with him, or you can deviate if you'd like to.
I'd say we go along with him. If we care to deviate, we can always prod him in a direction by gunpoint and say we're following him, right?
Yeah. You could.
Lead the way.
All right, cool. So he takes you into the heart of the Magos' domain. You have a large control room, hundreds of displays, servitors beckoning about, other Skitari. Ark, you are used to seeing control rooms like this all the time, so it's no surprise to you, but it might take aback some of the other members of the party. You might have experience with this, but this is a sight that is not too often seen on battlefields, which is a very organized space, a lot of computer sounds, a lot of monitors and light.
It
Something
feels
like
like
that.
home.
Maybe to you, Robot.
Yep. So before you stands the Magos on his control platform. He's still turned away from you and says, "Greetings."
Yeah. How are you, Magos? Were you informed of our visit and why we're here?
Ah, yes. You are emissaries of Rogue Trader, designated Jackal Veronius. Your presence is acknowledged. Commence your data transfers and query requests. Note, enforcer processes already formatted. Duplicate data submissions will be refused.
So, I guess we'll start. I'll ask. So, there were several crime scenes that indicated that servitors were used in the breaking and entering of the residence of a few of the noble houses, and perhaps with a bit of digging on your or whoever you choose to aid us in this, could uncover perhaps which servitors were used and who used them.
Current iteration designation Model T234 through Model T688. Servitor Waste Dismantling Apparatus. Colloquial designation Power Claw. Requires thermic plasma induction coils mounted on tracked chassis. Designated Model UZ34. Main application World Fish Dismantling. Improper application against door and bioparts. 82% chance of obsolete model. Designation T100 through T233. Smaller, hand-portable, integrated power core. Redundant tools disposed of through standard channels.
So you're saying that the servitors in question have already been disposed of? Perhaps.
Yes, through the Underhive as standard protocol.
Sounds like they've been
Yeah.
reassembled.
Sounds like whoever disposed of them didn't do a good job.
I think he's
The
saying
job
someone
was adequate.
Yeah, I think they've been reassembled. I don't think they're being.
I don't think they're using a servitor. I think they're using a handheld art claw as a entry tool. They didn't rebuild a servitor. They just rebuilt the arm and added a power core.
They couldn't rebuild the server. They don't have a machine spirit.
Magos, is that possible?
Yes,
Right? Well, there you have it.
Well then.
very unlikely. The knowledge and tools required,
What's the probability?
2.34% chance.
Can you narrow down where in the Underhive such tools might be?
No. Not for you.
No. Oh, so untrusted.
Not untrustworthy, just incapable of processing said information.
We must all
Five
accept
small
our
mind,
place.
well, 4 small minds and 1 medium mind. Not enough information.
Could you direct us where the disposal has taken place? Perhaps we could search for leads from that location.
Yes, I will input it into one of your data pads. Done.
All right, thank you. Is there any other questions that might come across your mind? If so, then I think it might be good to make our way to where the disposal happened, and that way we could perhaps search for clues there, or
There are a couple of things that you might have on you that might be relevant. Little hint.
the oil samples.
The carpet samples.
Yeah,
We found these at the scenes, or a few of the scenes. Is there any way that you could verify whether this has any bearing on where we might want to look?
Analyzing. Standard Hive Adon lubricant designated L32, byproduct of natural world fish oil, harvested and processed in Lower Hive. Harvesting protocols not optimized, unacceptable wastage due to sub-optimization, process not within Adeptus Mechanicus remit.
Are there any trace chemicals or compounds that could tell us where it was processed?
Yes. According to analysis, the aquatic biomass designation species B267675-86. Main purpose of Hive Adon production facility. 6467.24 million tons harvested, processed, and shipped last imperial year. Principal ingress via lower Hive docks.
so we have the oil samples, we have the disposal locations. Does the Adeptus Mechanicus? So the parts that were taken, are those parts that are often replaced by the Adeptus Mechanicus? We had hands, entire legs, which I know it's at the knee for a lot of Adeptus Mechanicus. Eyes, ears.
We had hands, ears,
Integration
feet.
of unoptimized human biomass is unacceptable, according to the Adeptus Mechanicus.
But
Short
were
answer,
the-
no.
Right. So I think we have what the information we came here for. So we have the location of where this grease or oil came from, and we have the location of where the parts used in the break-ins was obtained. So should we start at one of those locations then?
Probably. Hey, Magos, I have one more question for you.
Yes.
Sounds to me like we're working towards something here that knows a lot about the way that the AdMech process. Is there any groups in the Underhive that you guys specifically keep in contact with?
That I cannot answer due to political reasons. You must have higher access.
Well, there you go.
As an attaché to Jackal Veronius, you are afforded very few liberties.
Well, that's just handy.
Very well then.
But you are here, which is a liberty which you have been afforded.
Well, we thank you for the efficiency of this communication.
Yes. I have already made arrangements for you if you desire to travel to the Underhive toward the dock area.
That would be where the grease came from.
If so, you must leave and walk at a pace of precisely 5.54 miles per hour to reach your destination.
All right, then.
Otherwise, you are impeding on the optimized travel of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
All right, let's book it then.
I'll Always like a good jaunt.
Yeah.
Yes. So you
Right,
now go back toward the same train cars that were presented to you before. However, it is a different set. These ones do not have windows. You okay, Mark?
Oh,
Got him.
nice.
He
You
killed
did
a
get him.
fly.
I
That's
gotcha.
pretty good.
Okay. Cool. So now you travel, and unfortunately, without train cars, all you know is that it takes a very long
there
time to
windows?
get there. So
That
at the,
train
current,
car takes a real long time to
Train
get there.
cars too.
at the current time, it takes you about an hour and a half.
Well,
I cycle down into low power mode.
I will clean my equipment.
I'm just gonna sit here and read my book.
I want to do that thing that cool kids do with knives and tables and like
Oh
go in
God,
between
is
my
that S in
fingers.
there? Oh, I thought you were about to carve it.
I'm just gonna check my gear.
One of those fancy S's. I learned.
Should I roll to see if I stab myself?
Oh god.
I'm just gonna sit here snickering at the book I'm reading.
On your datapad, Arc, the datapad lights up.
I open it up.
You have a message from the Magos. It is all in binary.
I I try to get an idea what it says.
You process the
Yeah.
information in approximately 0.001 seconds. It says the following. There is a high probability that there is a murderer that you seek in the area you are looking for. Designation, Evil Crete. IVILKREET.
Ivel Creek,
Yes.
and it is unrelated to our current reason for being there, or is it this?
He
there's
says.
the murder.
He says that the report in there says that there is a 48% probability that he is related to the incidents that are occurring, due to the fact that he is he's in charge of some of the waste processing stuff.
We may have found a lead, or the Magos may have found a lead for us in one Evite Crete. There's a 48% chance that he has something to do with what is going on.
I mean, with a name like Evil,
Mhm.
probably a windmill slam.
Evite.
Like John said.
Close enough.
Leave it to the Space Marines to oversimplify something.
So eventually, as you come to a stop, the
Dead
bulkhead
air.
doors of the transport open. You are assaulted by a wall of noise and rushing air created by the rhythmic chugging and clanking of hundreds and hundreds of industrial carriages, constantly moving up and down railroad tracks. The door opens onto a metal walkway, overlooking a vast drop that appears to fall all the way to the bottom of the hive. Running vertically on the opposite wall are the tracks, making a giant rail yard. Occasionally, a train of carriages slows and stops before being rerouted. Each carriage carries a large ladle mounted on a gimbal frame, filled with a spongy green mass. This is how the algae is transported and collected from the oceans up to the processing plants. A walkway to the right leads to a dirty windowed control center filled with levers and monitors, attended to by several workmen. Running it all is a tech adept, presumably Intendant Evil Crete.
Evil.
See? Evil.
Evil.
Oh, come on. All right, who wants to talk to Evil?
I
We
say
let you
we,
talk to him, we've immediately made an enemy.
I don't know. I was always told speak no evil.
I say
So
we
this-
make use of your bulk in intimidating manner.
So this is your path into the very bottom of the hive, the very underhive, and this is one of the few ways that you can get down there. And normally they don't transport humans. It's only transported industrial equipment there. The servitors are the ones on board the trains. So if you want to get down there, you have to convince him.
So we were sent by the Magos of this hive world to investigate, as well as under the authority of the rogue trader who is governing this in the absence of the governor.
Oh, I don't care about no road trader.
Well, you should, because as long as there is no governor, he is what's considered one.
Really?
Yes. have
Things
you
seem to
not
be
heard the
working quite fine without a governor.
Well, it seems that the day-to-day business continues as usual, but I assume you're not one for the political, so you might not know that
I
there's
work with
chaos
train
above.
cars all day.
Yeah. Well, if you want things to continue in the day-to-day process without the eventual typhoon that is building above you in the spires above, then perhaps you'll aid us and we can get this resolved so that you can continue to work with train cars.
Wait, are you threatening me?
No, I'm just trying to make you have a great day.
That seems like a threat. So on that, you need to roll a intimidation check. Difficulty of 5.
Oh boy. So I have a rating of 4.
Go over the total.
What?
Intimidation goes all the way over.
Oh, all the way?
You add your rating plus your base.
Oh, plus
stat.
willpower. Alright, so I'm at 8 dice.
There you go. That's more appropriate.
Okay. Yeah. It's been a while, forgot.
No, it's all good.
So it doesn't look like I do it, but I can spend a wrath point.
No.
Or-
It's remember 6s.
Sixes are 2.
6 are doubles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, but I still need to.
Yep, so you can re-roll those failed.
Alright, but I can't re-roll the wrath dice, right?
Correct.
So here's the failed ones. There we go. Wow.
Oh.
So
You intimidated
1,
the crap out
2,
of them.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nice. Now you can always push an additional 6 if you have enough successes to get additional effects.
You can do
So
that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can push 2 6s and
Okay.
Try to get more information.
then I can get. Well, actually, that would cap me out already. I think 3's the most wrath dice you can hold, right?
Well, you can use it to gain more information. You can say, "I'm
Yes.
using this 6 to get more information from
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
intimidation."
Exactly.
So I'll use 1 6 to gain more information. I'll push 1 6 back into my wrath pool. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool. So on that extreme, you describe how you intimidate him. Actually, be good.
So as he believes that he is being intimidated, I'll say, all right, you know what? Sure. Let's just say that you hinder us. Let's just say that you make our job harder. Let's just say that you wake up in the morning and you don't get to work with train cars. You get to work in the algae like everybody else.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I know you work for this jackal guy. Oh my. Okay. All right. Look, you're not the first people that I've smuggled to and from. Okay. So it's gonna be all right. So don't worry about it. It's gonna
Good.
be
I'm
fine.
glad to see it our way.
Who were
Okay.
the other people you smuggled?
I don't really want to talk about that.
Do we need to run through that last threat with you
yeah.
again, bud?
You know, you'll only be talking about algae if you don't feel like talking to us.
All right. Now you're gonna have to do a another one of difficulty 5 again.
All right.
So the first
Okay.
time is basically to secure transport, and this one is for him not to talk.
Okay.
So this is so that he doesn't go back and tell anybody about what you're doing in Deception.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. All right, that's
Oh,
definitely good.
That looks very good.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
you can push that 6, right?
So yeah, I'll push the 6 to get more information, or basically, we'll get the information and keep him to keep his mouth shut
Okay.
about us. So why don't you describe in detail who you smuggled before, and how well you are forgetting we were ever here?
Look, I don't exactly remember his name, but he was pretty intimidating like you. He was a pretty grim-looking bloke, rather tall, bald head, talked in a kind of a gruff voice, very loud, kind of charming actually, but he always brought with him a couple of people. They dressed up very fancy actually. Haven't really seen that look before. Not something you see down at the underhives.
Do we have any pictures of the nobility?
Not on us.
I mean, you have your
Or-
memory from about a couple hours ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we? Because we were given it the information on our data slates. Can we show him pictures of the nobility that was murdered? And see
The
if
people that
they-
murdered? Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
don't recognize any of them, but he kind of dressed like them, yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Well,
I think about
I
a
did-
metal arm, right?
oh yeah.
Did the guy have a metal arm?
Did the guy?
I mean, he'd bring duffel bags with him, yeah.
No, a metal arm, like an arm made
Did
of.
he have a
metal.
metal arm? No, no.
Yes. Well,
Not everyone has robot parts at
I know
Might have
our
been using a
interaction.
Power glove.
I know our interaction was a bit gruff, but I do thank you for your.
Look, just don't kill me. Don't kill me.
All right, guys, huddle real quick. Now, we asked him not to tell anyone about us, but the guy before us probably did the exact same thing. And what did he do?
We need him to smuggle us to where we're going, so you can't
Right.
kill him.
But I'm just saying. Probably need to,
So, just let you know.
We need to get where we're going first. We will
Right.
reevaluate that aspect of the equation on our way
A
back.
smuggler
Okay, I'm
might
just-
be a better tool
He let
in our
that
pocket than letting
information
him
slip.
kill
I think he's gonna learn to keep his mouth shut about any previous.
the guy is in his
passenger.
40s. Like, he's not learning anything. I'm just saying, guys.
And you're in your like 200s.
Nah, I'm like, I don't even remember how old I am. Listen, they put you through a lot of things to become a space marine. It's better than a prisoner. Yada yada yada. Let's kill that dude.
Later. We
Got
will
it.
reevaluate this equation later.
It's like, okay, I get it. Prison rules. Snitches get stitches, and Space Marines version of Snitches is just dead. Or Stitches is dead.
Correct.
We'll find somebody.
So, are
else
you going
for
to attack him?
No.
No.
No. Come on.
You gonna
Later.
stealthily attack? Oh, later. Okay.
All right, we need to get down there, but I'm just saying, you probably shouldn't trust that guy.
Gotcha. Football huddle break.
So
All right,
we
cool.
trust him to smuggle us. We don't trust him for anything else.
Yeah, like, I've done more dangerous things. It's fine.
Lead the way.
Just all right, cool. Let's go.
So the other piece of information he reveals is that there are members of the people that had the fancy things. Their duffel bags had a gang symbol, something called the Piscator Gang.
Do we know anything about them?
This is the first they've come up.
No, not really that much information besides they kind of run things in the Underhive. They're one of the gangs that runs things. The operation in the algae and whatnot.
Gotcha. They're one of the hive gangers.
Mm-hmm.
Probably best that we don't get tangled up with them right now. We will never finish this investigation.
I'm fairly sure that our investigation will likely lead to one of the gangs.
Very likely, but what if it's another one? We're tied up with two gangs.
We send in our space marine.
How many space marines do we have
These two.
against two gangs?
These two.
That's an easy win right there in my book.
Don't know if that
Listen.
would be in
No. We join one of them, wipe out the other, and then wipe out the one we joined.
You know what?
2 space marines could take a city.
That's fair. But we're
Well-
also dealing with AdMech technology down here, too.
I believe our
Space Marine,
Carcharodon friend does have the advantage of knowing how gang rules work. How many gangs were you part of when you were in prison?
First
At least
rule-
15. At
The
any
first
given
rule
point.
of prison gangs is you
I have
don't
a
talk
lot of
about
fucking
prison gangs.
How many of those gangs did you kill?
At least 15. Survival of the fittest. You got to keep moving down there.
Oh my.
So, how do you want to proceed?
What's that?
He was going to smuggle us to where we need to go, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll go to the next destination, I guess.
Lead the way.
Sounds good. All right. So you are actually now embarked into effectively the algae transports. So they're obviously don't have the algae in them right now because you're being taken down back into the underhive, and its smell is rather profound. Imagine the rotting carcasses of whales for weeks.
Ugh.
And the blubber and the fat and all that stuff. That's effectively what's being transported here, including the algae as well. And the algae has a very distinct odor to it. It's used in all kinds of biomedical and pharmaceutical things for frontline, for the few guard that do survive.
I will take from one of my many pockets on my vest, armor, wherever it is, on the pockets, side pockets, cargo pants. I don't care where it is, but I know that I have ointment to lather under my nose to obscure this foul stench.
I turn off my olfactory senses.
Click.
This is absolutely atrocious.
I will pass this ointment
Reminds me of
around
Nocturne.
if anyone wants to.
So for those of you who aren't able to dull that process, you automatically take 1 point of shock.
Well, dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop in my respirator.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
So in that
great.
case,
So that's
Greg,
just me then.
you take a point of
What do I
shock.
do? So what do I do again? That's just I just add
You
a
just
point.
take a damage of shock, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Seeing Gideon's discomfort, I describe all the things that could smell worse in order of olfactory shock value.
And you
How
go
long
off.
would that take you? Because it's quite a ride.
How long's the ride?
Several hours.
Oh god, it's gonna be a bubble gum
We'll,
moment.
we'll start with things like this that are of jelly-like texture and wet, and we will work our way through going up in heat and texture
Oh
until
my
we
God,
come
I
to
think I'm gonna be sick.
solid substances that smell bad.
Okay, Greg, you need to roll your fortitude. I forget what exactly that is called. Difficulty 3 to avoid taking another shock damage.
That's toughness.
Toughness, yeah.
Oh, it's all good there. So it's just
Oh dang, toughness fall.
So I roll a wrath dice with this, right?
Yeah, one of them is a wrath.
Well, that's right.
All right.
Oh yeah, he's got it for days.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Nice.
You do not throw up.
Not yet,
Yes.
but you're not helping.
Luckily, you bring the fortitude from your stomach and you go, okay, and you resist the urges.
Okay.
Especially considering how slimy it is in the chamber there.
I'm surprised you didn't just stick 2 fingers up your nose and smite.
This place smells terrible. Well, we need a psyker.
Trust me, it's not.
Greg's last word is, "Who farted?"
That thing ignites all the gas. And we all die.
We all
I
die.
could sit here and create flame if I just want to take us all out right now.
I've had shorter-lived parties.
No.
All right.
Can't get much worse than this. Ignites.
So, as you arrive into the large loading area, this is literally, I don't know, it's the size of the Vegas Strip would be how large it would be of loading areas. It's dark, it is dank, it is, I dare say the word moist, everywhere. Now, this is right near the water as well. This is right near the ocean line as well. So this is not just the nice humidity-controlled upper hives. This is where everybody else gets to live. So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because your microphone's getting a little staticky there for some reason.
I think it's the dropping stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's Mark trying to spin a pencil.
Trying to
on
learn
his
how to
thumb.
twirl a pencil.
Gotcha. Cool. So, you need to find a way to locate the Piscator gang.
This is somehow worse than that cargo.
Well, there's many different smells here, and they're all competing for primacy within your olfactory senses. We can adjust your olfactory senses with a
No,
sharp
you
blow by him.
cannot.
I don't believe you until you turn your nose back on.
Our Carcadon friend could adjust your olfactory senses with a sharp blow.
Our Carcadon friend could also not.
He seems far more interested in my proposition than yours.
He would just punch anything if you told him to.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
you are
much.
currently standing on a platform that is where a lot of the workers, and these are not servitors, these are workers, typically load and unload things onto the tracks. They have loading haulers that take up the algae and the blubber and the parts from the world whales.
He described a symbol to us for this Piscator gang, did he not?
Yes.
Well, they're on the bags, yeah.
So I begin scanning through the people that are walking past us, looking for tattoos, symbols on shoulder pads, on clothing, anywhere to see if there's anybody here who happens to be wearing gang coat.
Yeah,
It's 'cause it's
you
really
find
bad.
that about half of the people that are working there have some sort of symbol that relates to that. It's a circular icon with a whale on it with a sword.
So
Behind
almost a whole bunch of them work for this gang.
Yeah, you could say that it's kind of a membership.
Whalers on the carry a there ain't no real.
So
Almost everybody here seems to have some connection to this gang.
All right, start shooting Pterodon.
No.
Just saying, it would be a lot easier that way.
How would it be a lot? We would never find what we're looking for if we killed everyone.
Well, eventually, after like the
Yeah.
5th person, maybe someone would start talking.
You'd shoot
Process
them
of
too.
elimination.
Huh?
If we eliminate everyone, we're done.
The enforcers would descend upon us.
So
And that'd be bad.
I will say we do need to be a little discreet because interrupting the production of all the important resources for the Imperium here,
That's a good way to
like
get us shot.
the production far outweighs our investigation.
The blubber
Yes.
must flow.
Yeah, the blubber must flow. As Greg like vomits a little bit more in his mouth. So we'll look for
Someone who seems of higher rank.
someone in higher rank, or maybe even someone who's looks a little more intimidatable.
We could always just follow whoever might be the person in charge here, see the leads right to the gang.
Guys, do you know how gangs actually work?
How about you take
Yeah,
the lead?
let's bring you
Yeah,
some
No,
expertise.
you
into it.
can't just like look at a guy and be like, he's tough, he's probably the leader. No, whoever is in charge is not going to be just hanging around the docks.
That's why I said follow someone.
To where? His house?
Well, I
Not
don't
every
know.
gang member is going back to the gang hole at the end of their shift.
Is that not how that works?
No. All right. So what we have to do is 1, show that we're tough. 2, beat someone up.
All right,
I take a
3,
step back.
find someone else, then ask them questions.
all right, get to it then.
Yeah, all right. So I
Beat
take a
up that
step
guy
back.
over there.
Fine. All right. Point us to the biggest, scariest looking person with gang member signs.
Listen, there's got to be a foreman around here, and he's going to have better connections than any of these mooks on the docks.
So we
Literally
should,
my idea.
so
Follow
we-
him to the gang.
Yeah, so we should look for
Real
someone.
quick,
strapped
Mark,
on
wiggle the microphone and make sure that it's connected well.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Wiggle.
That
Huh.
better?
No, we're getting some weird microphone distortion.
Should I just unplug it and plug it back in?
Yeah, try it.
Alright, so it's this one.
Alright.
And a replay.
Hear us again?
Yeah, it's still there. Very strange.
Alright.
Try plugging it into a different port.
Alright. Switcheroo.
No, don't do the camera. Make sure it's not the
I
camera.
think the camera's on that side.
Okay, cool. Then yeah.
Yep.
I'm good.
Oh, I think we're good there. Yep. All right,
Better?
say something. Yes.
Better
Hello?
alert.
Alright.
Sweet. All right,
All right.
continue.
So I'm going to look around and see if I can find someone who seems to be more of the in-charge fashion, like a foreman or a chain leader or someone
Look for a
who's
guy carrying a weapon.
Oh, that's a good point.
A lot of them are
looking for
carrying
someone
weapons.
who's carrying a weapon.
None of them are carrying weapons.
A lot of them are carrying weapons.
Oh, well, that doesn't help.
Alright.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm looking for someone who's probably sitting down and probably surrounded by 2 larger people to basically help with the intimidation.
Is that an
You
awareness
do
sort of role
see
I'm
a
looking
guy. He actually has a golden, like, metal arm on.
Ooh. That could
He's
be the
yelling
guy
at a bunch of other folks.
Cool.
That guy could be fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, sounds like a foreman to me. He's at least in charge.
Yeah, definitely. Go beat him up.
Gotcha. We're looking for 4
I'm not
men.
going to ask you to do this up.
Yeah,
Go beat him
4
up.
whole men. 1, I don't take orders from you, psycher.
2,
Do you
if
take
you
orders
do
from
beat him
everyone?
up, I would like his arm.
Got it.
All right.
So I'm going to do my best Space Marine strut over to him.
I'm,
can tell by the way I'm
Um,
genetically engineered.
I'm going to stay where I am and keep my hand near my weapon.
Yeah, he easily spots you considering your height. And you going alone, Adam?
Who?
John?
At him.
At
Oh,
them.
at him, not at him.
At them.
Yes, I will be walking by myself.
And at
By
them.
yourself.
Too.
And you're in your Space Marine, like, scout regalia, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So as he's barking orders at different people, he sees you in the corner of his eye from about 30 feet away, about 10 meters away, and he says, "Who the hell are you?"
Oh.
Hey, yo, I just want to ask you a couple questions.
What? No! And he starts running away from you.
God dang it! All right, I'm gonna start chasing after him.
Set Bolter to
Alright.
stun.
Shoot at his kneecaps. Hey, he's done.
So you are currently about, let's see, his pace is a general running pace, which is tops like 15, 20 miles an hour. Your running pace is, of course, around 30, 35 at a sprint.
So you take him over without.
So you can take him over in just a few seconds of running. However,
Cool.
this is a yard with a lot of like equipment and stuff, and it's unfamiliar terrain to you. He ducks around a corner.
All right, well, I'm gonna duck around the corner too.
All right.
Just gonna start
When you duck around the corner to follow him, he's gone, and you need to roll. I have this cunning to see where he or to figure out where he went and what corner he would have taken.
Good thing my middle name's Cunning.
First name must be.
You had a lot of
Knots.
middle names in prison, didn't you?
About 15.
At least 15.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow.
difficulty
Oh, I
3.
think you found him.
I got a 4.
Nice. So as you're sprinting behind him, you can see the watermarks that are left. They're pretty subtle, but because you have Space Marine eyeballs, you're able to pretty easily track that, especially being a scout.
Not only do I have Space Marine eyeballs, I have Carcharodon eyeballs.
Nice. And how are those different?
Poor direction. Don't sharks have poor eyesight?
No. I don't think so. Better dark vision.
Oh, great. Well, it is super dark down there, so there's no such thing as the light of day in the Underhive.
Yep.
Except for right toward the outside where they actually have some daylight, but it's
So to speak, the light of
overcast a lot
Unless
anyway.
There is the light of day.
Unless there is.
All right. Can I kick down the door?
So you find eventually that he is actually hiding inside a crate that
Oh,
was
boy.
locked from the inside.
Oh. So is it still locked?
Yes.
How heavy is it?
I mean, it's a large container. It's about 8 foot tall.
Is it lockable from the outside as well?
I mean, it's currently locked from the inside.
It's like, all right, I'm going to knock on it. I'm like, I'm going to give you to the count of 3. Well, I'm going to use my master key here, and you're not going to like it.
All right, so roll an intimidation check, difficulty 2.
Surprised you gave him to 3.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm gonna count to 1.
No, he's gonna count.
And
Yeah, John's gonna count.
3.
John's gonna count to 15.
At least.
Oh boy.
I don't think he's
I got a 3.
intimidated.
Oh well.
All right.
3 on the nose.
Yep.
All right. So,
Nice.
1.
Stop! What do you
Okay,
want?
good.
What are you doing here?
I just want to ask you a couple of questions.
Well, what?
Murder.
How's your day?
What? You
I
can
just
hear sobbing on the other side.
listen. I know a lot's been going on. You're having a hard time. But how's your day?
What are you talking about? What are you asking about my day for?
It's
You now hear
It's just-
sobbing.
oh come on! Don't do that, please. Please, I can't. Listen, if I'm going to have to kill you later, I don't want to do it with you like tears running down your face.
You're
So-
gonna kill me? I knew it.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna
just saying
kill
if I
me.
have to. Oh my god. All right. So you're part of the gang, right?
Everyone's part of the gang.
Yeah. Well, you're part of the fish gang.
Piscator. Yeah. What is it to you?
I just want to know who you talk to about your day to day. Like, who's the guy above you and who's the guy above him?
So the guy that is directly above him would be Mackle Cree. Makel. Mackerel.
All right.
Can't make this stuff.
And how high up is Mackerel?
I don't know. He's in charge of the district.
All right.
It's in the heavens.
So, do you know if there's someone above Mackerel?
Of course, there's always the bosses.
All right. Who's Mackerel's boss?
Hell if I know.
Salmon.
I do. Hell if I know. Is that his name?
No. God, no.
Why
Don't
are you
kill
giving me
me.
his code name? That's not helpful.
Don't kill
so
me, please. I don't know.
I'm hoping that we can make it to him while he's doing his interrogation. So if I'm able to make it there, I'd like to throw in some questions as well.
Go ahead.
Because it's not hard to find a yelling Kakarodon who's in a crowd for some reason screaming at a box. Who sent you? Who sent you?
So actually, there starts to be a small crowd gathering around.
So I'll push through the crowd and ask the Kakarodon why he's yelling at a box, and then why the box is crying.
Listen, the guy locked himself in the box before I had a chance to question him, so I'm questioning him through the box.
The only person that can hear anything from inside is John or Aaron, Space Marines. Or I guess Ark would be able to, since you have probably attuned senses pretty well. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Goldiarm, what's your name?
Don't kill me, please! Don't
That's
kill
not
me!
a name. That's not a name. I need your name.
But, Jace!
All right. Jace, my buddy's got some questions for you.
Oh god, don't kill me!
Not everything ends with death.
Yes, it does!
Actually, it does. Anyways, my friend's going to have some questions for you. You're answering me. I'll translate it.
Okay.
Okay, good.
He's now weeping on the inside.
Oh, go ahead.
We need to know what we can. Like, we need to know who's above this man before the story of what we're doing here gets at.
It's mackerel.
Mac, the fish?
Yeah, apparently everything's fish down here.
Humans in your names.
All right, what's your question? Scion.
So basically we need to figure out, since the oil, grease, or whatever came from here, who's been scrapping or taking up scrap servitor parts and
Gotcha.
rebuilding them.
Hey, Chase. Who works on servitors down here?
No one. They just dump the old parts. No one works on... People scrap them sometimes. No one knows how they work, so they just scrap them for metal. They usually try to melt down the metal.
Where is that? Where can we go to see that?
So he mentions that there is actually an entire black market on those parts, that since most people scrap it, the few people that scavenge the parts end up taking it to a sort of a luxury black market, if you can call it luxury, for the Underhive.
Gotcha. And where is that?
So he points you in the direction of it, a few miles walk away, about an hour walk.
So is he out of the crate now, or did he just...
No, he's still weeping inside the crate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just translating. So everything's getting...
Well, he said pointed, so I was like, okay.
So is this like that whole District 9 alien tech kind of black market thing going? If anyone's seen it?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the crowd is starting to get worked up, and so a lot of them are asking questions like, what are these people? Why is there a robot with them? What's with the dude with the strange hood?
All right, so I wouldn't normally recommend this, but we don't want it to get out what we're doing here. Maybe we should just start a fire.
Yeah.
You do have Aaron with you.
And I do have the psycho power to make fire, too.
All right.
So we could really cause some fire.
So
we can try to disperse the crowd through
But they
law
might...
and order first. If that doesn't work, we can go with your way.
But they might go talk to the higher ups, because we just
so,
intimidated their boss.
what I want to do is I want to go towards the crowd. Be like, hey, guys, nothing to worry about. Unfortunately, Chase in the box is a snitch. And we got to deal with him.
Well, we haven't heard anything, says Barks, one of the super muscular dudes. Of course, muscular compared to a Space Marine is not really nothing. But
Would you really expect him to
so-
fight you?
Somewhere on my body, there is a tattoo of at least a fish. And I am going to reveal that fish tattoo to the crowd.
Immediately you hear gasps, as that is one of the rival gangs. We
Please make
knew
it
it!
be on his
You're
butt.
coming to start
Please make it be on his butt. Did he just moon the crowd?
How's he going to take just his armored pants off?
No, I'm in scout armor.
Oh, that's fair.
He just takes
That's
out
right.
the butt.
Just,
Clank.
there's like turbo noises.
Sorry, I imagine him like shifting the colostomy bag around so you can see the tattoo.
On that note, immediately people start pulling out weapons.
Well, this is good.
No. This is as expected.
I draw my my
That was on
rifle and
purpose,
back
wasn't
up
it?
behind the bigger people of our group.
Well, currently you're surrounded by a bunch of people in a big mob.
I put my back against the box.
Okay.
I'm gonna whip out my last pistol and start waving my force rod around menacingly.
Wow. Okay.
I will ask the crowd, hey, you guys want the gun or the knife?
Give me one moment here. I can actually get a view of it that we can
Yay,
look
fight time!
at. Yeah. I just have to replace the battery on the camera, and then we can get it to it. Oh, yeah.
So, trying to remember, what is
Shooting is ballistics.
No, but when I use a glory dice,
Mm-hmm.
and shooting says increase damage by rank to damage.
Yeah, your rank is up. You
Oh,
get a
gotcha.
+1.
All right. So I'm not sure actually where I put that battery. So we're not gonna have a visual, unfortunately, because I don't want to
We can
spend
do
2
their
minutes hunting
imagination.
for it.
I get the nation.
Yeah. So you are currently all surrounded in a circle by a mob of people, and we have Aaron. Where are you in relation to this crate?
Are you standing with us on the
kinda-
side of the crowd, or are you behind the crowd?
No, I'm
He just
standing
walked
where you
over
guys
behind.
are.
Okay.
Oh man, where did I just walk
Oh, he's
into?
showing his tattoo again. I'm gonna get behind the crowd. I know where this is going.
I could just picture Aaron, like, as soon as he runs up to talk to the crowd, like, trying to stop him. Like, no, not again.
Not like Budapest.
Oh,
Oh God.
Which one of you is Nat?
So, what kind of weapons are they brandishing? Just like auto pistols?
And yeah, like
Probably all, like,
stubbers, like the equivalent of AK-47s, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Stuff that's been used a long time.
I'm trying to remember. I have damage on my hotshot. Was it a 7+ ED?
The extra
Extra
dice.
Extra dice.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there should be a +1 probably.
The rapid fire is dice D6, so it'd be 7+ G6.
Well, that's your damage. Well, remember, ED is just success fail, so it's 7 + 1 ED, and if the ED is a 4 up, it does 7 + 1 because you got 1 success.
Or 2 if it's a 6, yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right. So you are currently surrounded by 2 mobs of 5. And you have
Alright,
initiative.
So initiative is 3 dice. Or is it? We still roll, right? Or
Yep.
No. We
Not for initiative.
Oh no!
right?
Yeah,
yeah.
We pick.
yeah. So, basically, who amongst us would make the first blow? That would probably be me. All right, gun it is. So I'll whip out the bolt gun and give it a good old shot at the toughest guy that I can see.
All right. Yeah, he's a big brute with dual stub pistols. Sorry, but he's part of the mob, one of the mobs. So you're really shooting at the mob.
yeah.
No crits. I got a 4.
All right, and scum have a resilience of 5.
Wow.
All right.
Sorry, I think you're hitting on 3 anyway, right? Because you got 4 successes. You usually hit on 3s. Now you
How
have
do
to
you
roll your
feel on
damage.
Well, you set the difficulty for our hit. So is that 3?
Yep, I believe it's 3. That's default.
Okay. Cool.
So you hit.
So damage is 10 plus 1 ED.
Well, no,
Okay.
it's just 10 plus 1 each. You roll 1 dice, or is it?
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, because it's 10,
10 flat plus
10
1
flat,
extra damage.
and
dice.
then no, so just 10
yeah,
damage.
10 damage.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, they each have 1 wound. So I'm trying to see exactly how you take out wounds when you're
So
when
it's
you're
either
hitting them.
the whole 5 or just one guy gets really exploded.
Well, you do. It's resilience first, and then soak, and then shock, and then wound.
So
Mhm. And they don't really have shock because they're a mob. Yep. So I'm gonna say with 5 over the resilience, and again, it's just because I forgot to look up the mod rules like an idiot, even though I set up the encounter for mobs. We're gonna say that took out 2 of them.
Okay.
In that
All
mob.
right.
So the guy and the guy standing right next to him with your
And I'm gonna go nudge Gregarious and be like, "That's why you don't stand close together."
That is number 642 on the things that smell bad,
Dead bodies.
specifically by bolter round. Are you aware of what that does to the human body?
That's
It's a
right.
mass reactive explosive cell.
Please don't
shell.
have this be a continuing thing. I don't want to show up on some world that's just absolutely disgusting. And you say this is number 1 on the number of things that smell bad. I would die.
So the mob takes the mob of 5 is going to take some shots at John.
Yeah.
Sounds fair.
They don't have a whole lot of skill in this, but it's the nature of it. All right. So they get 1 success, which is not enough. So as they're shooting randomly and flailing about, you know that they have no real skill. They obviously haven't practiced all that much.
Because ammo is hard to come by, probably. Waste.
Well, yeah, ammo's put together pretty easily, but, you know, they're not crack troops. Like y'all, basically. Except Greg.
Thanks.
Way to bring us down to the level of mob, Greg.
All right. So explain. Initiative is basically we go, they go,
Yep.
and we do. Okay.
Yep, all
So can I try and keep people from getting hurt? Not that we're gonna get hurt.
If you're
but-
gonna try to keep you from being hurt, then I'm just.
Well, I mean, like
On
you
our
people.
side.
Yeah. People,
yeah.
that I'm trying to keep alive.
Sure.
All right, so I'm not really too worried about the Space Marines. They're pretty resilient, but
Mhm.
there is a Scion here, and we all know guardsmen die easy. So I'm gonna cast Dull Pain on him because he's within 5 meters of me. So real quick, though, talk me through how do I cast spells again? How does-
How do I do that
Here's
one
what-
thing that my class can do?
I haven't.
Here's what I want to do. How do I do it?
I haven't cast a spell since
How
Acadia, so I
does
need some
one
help.
brain spell?
Right. So then you should have your, let's see, you have your difficulty number, and then you have your mental abilities, and then do you have a difficulty roll that you have, or a dice amount that you have for each spell?
So his psychic mastery is 4 plus the willpower is 8.
So 8
Right.
dice.
So you roll 8 dice. I don't know. And I
One of
guess
them
you're
being a
trying to
wrath
get
die.
3 off. Trying to get 3 of them. I don't know.
And then you should have a difficulty number for the spell. So what?
I don't
What spell
see
you
one
trying
on
to
the
cast?
cards here. Dull Pain.
Okay.
I don't see difficulty on here.
1 point from also.
Well, that's potency, so that's if I roll 6,
3,
I can like slide them up, get rid of them.
That's just like your potency. So if you manage to get 1 success, shock is reduced by.
Yeah, shock is reduced by 1 for a success.
But
If
if you get 3,
if I do another one, it's another 1, and if I do 3, it's 1 less wound.
So you're bound psyker. You get no bonus wrath dice. You declare which psychic
Yeah,
power
each
you're
psychic
gonna
power
use.
has a difficulty number. So that power that you're spelling, what's it again?
Dull Pain.
All right. So I just have to find that spell, and then
Yeah, it's not on the cards anywhere.
difficulty of 4,
Difficulty of 4.
page
Okay.
342. So difficulty 4.
And if your wrath dice is a 1, you perils.
Oh well,
Mm-hmm.
it's not good. That'd be a real shame for me to peril on my first spell. And I watch it
Reroll
happen.
wrath die.
oh, you're good.
All right, I don't have any crits to slide up, but I
You do not
did
make
not
it.
make it. I only got 3.
All right. So the spell fizzles as you.
Oh, that's good.
I thought you were a psyker.
And you rip
Ah,
reality
so
asunder
did I.
as demons pour through.
Allow
I
me
did
to
not-
protect
I did
you.
not paralyze.
You feel a dull pain in your brain.
All right. So
How fitting.
the other mob is going to attack the psyker because they're afraid of what the heck that just was.
I'm obviously not doing anything. I mean, come on.
You just leave the guy straight.
And I
even-
rolled 4 3s and a 2, so nothing happens. They're a little
All right.
panicked. Rest is y'all
So-
for the rest of the round.
I will crouch down to the knee, bring the rifle to my shoulder, and I will unload a hotshot las burst into the same crowd that our Carcharodon friend unloaded
Alright.
into.
3 folks there.
All right. So 1, 2, 3. I rolled a 3. I don't
Three,
think
you
I
hit.
got this.
Now roll your.
No.
So you've got
I
your
got you.
damage plus your extra damage dice.
So how close were they?
They're approximately 5 meters away. They're like really up on you.
Gotcha. So I have rapid fire, so I get an extra D6 at half range.
Cool.
So just be So I got an extra 1 damage, so it'd be 7 plus the extra die, so it would be 8 damage.
Okay. So another guy pops toward the floor.
Values.
So
People start yelling at each other. Get reinforcements! One guy starts breaking away from the group.
I'm gonna
why I
bring
said-
my rifle up to my shoulder and aim at the guy who's running to get reinforcements, and I will use my red dot, and I will take aim at him as well.
Nice. So that's difficulty 4 because he is sprinting away at full speed.
Okay. Well, I got a complication, but
Ooh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
All right, now roll your damage plus any extra dice.
So it does 10 plus 1d6 for rapid fire, 1d6 for aim, and 1 ED. So I got 1 success there, so 11 damage.
Nice. You take his head clean off. The complication is that your rifle jams. You have to reload in order to fire again.
Okie dokie.
It's the extra humidity in the area.
you grab some whale fat and jam it into your gun.
Lubricant.
I have a minor argument in binary with my with the bullets in my rifle to not get jammed.
They argue back. We can't help it. It's too moist in here. Aaron, your turn.
Throwing that word around.
Wait, how far am I from the crowd?
Do
About
what?
5 meters.
About 5 meters. One mob has one dude left in it, and then the other one has all 5.
They'll give him a barrel.
Go break him in half.
Just go like.
Hey, millions to criminals. All right, I'm gonna go.
I am not allowed to raise my arms against. But they're bad civilians. They're criminals. I can do that.
Alrighty then. Say what?
Yeah, I'm
Consider
gonna
people
run
in
up to
jail
the dude that's by himself. Try to stab him with my knife.
Damn. Okay. Yeah.
I draw a short sword and attack the civilian.
Not a
Salamander.
civilian,
No.
he's a criminal.
Don't take this away from me.
I gotta remember this. He's not a civilian.
Here's a
Actually,
quick
how many
reference
dice are
guide. Are they
So
being
you would
civil?
be your
They're not civilians.
weapon skill, which is
They're uncivil.
8. More d6.
So weapon skill difficulty 3.
All right, well, that's my,
And the green is the rat dice.
Yeah.
And nope.
Complication.
Oh
Complication,
wow.
huh?
Complication. Yep.
But 5 successes. Maybe your knife gets stuck, or no, more than that.
No, that's
2, 4, 5,
that's
6,
se-
7
that's 7
successes.
successes.
Nice. So you roll your damage and the extra damage you do.
1e3.
3 plus 2.
Us.
So 5.
Yeah. Okay.
5. That's enough to take him out. So you rush up to him with your knife drawn and gut him like a fish.
Fitting.
But you're so exuberant, your knife gets stuck in his ribs.
Oh no.
When that happens, the other people start freaking out. Now, what kind of complication do you think would happen here, Aaron? Because I forgot. Normally, you're supposed to be involved, the player, with complications.
I'll actually decide, like, this is
Yeah.
the first.
So there's an old Flash
Uh,
animation, Aaron, where Steven Seagal tries to answer a question for an old man of what time it was. When he goes to see his watch, he actually punches through the old man's head, and he drags the old man around for days, not realizing that his head is basically a wristband.
I see.
You go to
So you
hit
should do
him
that.
so hard that you forget that you just slide.
That
your
was weird,
fish in.
Mark. But anyway, Aaron. So,
You just have a dead man
Aaron, what
stuck to
happens
you.
here? Let me tell you about manslaughter.
that's straight up murder, though. So yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's used a knife, so. Want to break.
Break your knife. Come up with something else.
Yeah,
You accidentally throw the knife through him.
Get creative.
get blood in your eyes.
Jesus Christ.
Lip on blood.
accidentally catch on
Yeah,
fire because
my
you're salamander.
blade gets stuck in him, so
Blade gets stuck in him. All right, so it's going to take you an extra action in order to get that out.
No. Stab him and then have existential dread about the futility of existence. Lose a turn.
Lose it.
It was a civilian!
The criminal looks at you after you stab it and goes, Martha!
Oh,
Why did you say that?
Why did you say that? Why did you say that name? Why did you say that name?
Oh my god, y'all.
Lips.
yeah.
Let's finish out this combat. You have one more mob of 5 dudes. Y'all's first turn.
Alright, I guess it's my go.
Yeah?
Alright. Pistol grip pump in my lap at all times. I'm going to take another shot at these.
All right. These guys are a little farther away, but for you, it's not really a difference.
I got a 6 on the wrath.
Nice.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a critical hit.
And, what is it? I got a 6 I got a 7 altogether.
7 altogether, so
So-
one guy gets taken out for damage.
will push-
Oh, sorry. So, yeah.
Yeah, I will push the extra 6
Yep.
for an effect. And then I do 10 damage plus 11 damage.
Nice. So 2 guys are going to get smoked. Now, what's your critical hit do we want to do? You want to roll for it?
What I want to do is intimidate the crowd, because what I ended up doing was I did a quick jump towards them,
Uh-huh.
and I smashed my bolt gun into the head of one of the mob, crushing him, and then using it as a prop for my gun to shoot the guy behind
So we
him.
got stuck like Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I will kick the guy off of the base of my gun.
Okay.
Well, that's just excessive.
So one of the other guys just runs away.
Terrify him, so he ran away. That works.
Can I take a shot at him as he runs?
Your gun got you.
So the crowd is going to
Fuck,
rush
fine.
in, knives drawn, and try to take on John in close quarters combat.
Yeah.
That's like a bad idea.
And I rolled
It
one
really does.
success. This is not going well for me. So 1 success out of 5 dice rolled. Very sad.
Like, drive their knife right into his chest, not realizing that his ribcage is already closed.
Well, their knives are just chinking off of his very sad scout armor.
Very.
Very sad, Scout
Are
Armor.
they aiming for that rival gang tattoo?
Cut it off him!
It would be a prize, actually. So yeah, could be.
a bonus.
Could be
I
a prize.
ungem my rifle.
All right,
Alright,
so yeah, there are 2 guys left. They're now engaged with John, which means that it's going to have a chance of hitting him if you shoot.
I think it's worth a
I'm gonna
risk.
smite him.
All right, go ahead,
I'm
Greg.
gonna smite him. I'm gonna redeem myself. All right, what's their defense?
Their defense?
Well, you get might off, right?
Right. It says that their the difficulty number is target defense.
Oh,
Shoot.
3.
3. Okay.
so
Gotta
you
get
need to get smited off.
their defense. I gotta
Okay,
get 3.
gotcha. So there's no. I just don't. Oh, so close.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that'll go off.
So close.
Well, Greg almost critically failed.
Yeah, I almost barreled on it too, but I mean, you know. So
Well, I almost wish you had, and then you'd roll to 35 to 36, because that's my asthma of decay, and then I can tell you how bad it smells when you start to
not okay with.
He's like,
So I got a 2,
Nose on?
4,
Oh,
6.
nose
stench of rotting.
Or I got a
decaying
7
flesh.
on that.
All right,
So
that's
I-
1d3 mortal wounds.
oh,
1. That's okay. They only have 1 health.
So the guy that is closest to you, he starts screaming in a horrifying way that's very unnatural. As he's doing that, his throat is being crushed. His brain actually and his skull actually caves in. You can hear bones cracking all throughout his body, and he crumples to the ground.
he has been smote
I meant for that to be more merciless.
upon the
than it
fishy
was.
ruins.
This is 40k.
All right. So there's one guy left, right?
Everyone compensates in their own way. So
Yeah, there's one guy left, Mark.
All right.
Like
I'm gonna
replacing
take
half your
aim
body
at
with
him.
metal.
that's not compensating.
Trying to
That's
hold steady
improving.
so I don't hit the carrot on.
Okay.
Tomato.
And So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Successes?
8
Yeah.
successes.
Right, so this I think it's an additional 2 difficulty to hit him, but yeah, you're good.
All right, so I will.
Gotta roll for your extra damage, right?
Yep. So probably definitely not further than
Actually,
8.
with the
Right.
current damage you have, just see if you just roll it.
All right, so it'd be 7 plus 8 damage.
Pop.
Done.
Boom.
So then, as he is maneuvering in and out of melee with John, he gets cacked.
I feel like he's just like hopping back and forth, throwing the knife between the left and right arm, thinking he's doing some fancy moves, and then just falls over dead as a last blast.
Well, you're a pretty
Pierce-
crack shot, which means that he was maneuvering in and out. You just happen to time it perfectly. A bit of
Or
John's
did-
cape gets singed, though.
Did I just RoboCop him?
Yeah.
That's gonna make John very unhappy if he got his cape singed.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a cape.
John and Aaron and Rob, you hear a voice from inside the crate. What's going on out there?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Stay in there.
He is the only remaining witness.
That's
Wait,
true.
what?
So now we don't need to burn the place down. But we still could.
Wow.
I clear the jam in my rifle and throw the argumentative bullet away.
Nice. Cool.
Well, we
So
figured
you
it
have
out
the dude
last-
inside the
let's
crate there.
I know, I forgot.
Jace, the foreman.
Let's see. All right.
Think it would be
Do-
more
do-
helpful if we rip him out of there.
Nah, I think he's already told us what he's going to tell us.
Well, how about he tells us where to find? Are we going to the black market? Or are we going to his higher up mackerel fish boy?
I say we split up.
No splitting.
Yeah.
Never split the party.
Never
I would
goes
say,
well for the two of us.
so rumors are going to start to fly. I think it's best we move to engage the gang before they rally.
So we need to know where to find this
Yeah.
mackerel.
Now,
if we don't go to the black market,
There's hardly any mechanical stuff going on with any of the gang members. None of them are wearing anything mechanical related at all.
The guy in the case guy has a mechanical arm.
we gotta get him
golden
out of there
metal
so you
arm.
can have.
So,
No, you
okay,
won't.
well, yeah. So it was more of a set piece than it was a working piece. Like Ark, you could tell that when you were looking at it. It was more like, oh, he has enough money to buy a gold watch, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
It's all bling.
Yes.
is
I
it-
guess we should probably go to the black market then.
There's
We
like
take the arm with
Furiosa's
us
arm
as
and
a
Mad-
bribe.
Now,
not super functional.
personally, I say we go talk to Mackerel before
Yeah,
what we did here gets out.
you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where do we find this mackerel character?
Well, first we vote. Who wants to go where? Do you want to go to the Piscator gang, or do you want to go to the black market?
I want to visit Mac Daddy.
Okay.
I would like to see if he resembles a fish.
I say we go to the mackerel, but we probably should take the guy's arm as both a threat and a bribe.
I will hold the arm.
Okay, so you're gonna bust open the door and take this guy's arm.
I'm just gonna light the crate on fire and smoke him out.
But that might
Why
damage
would you
the
do-
arm.
Like,
Okay, fine. Can you just rip the door open then, please?
yeah, I'll just kick the door in.
Okay.
All right. So with one hand,
Just
you
wanna set
twist the
something up.
lock that's actually locked from the inside. You twist it and pull the door open, and then you see that there's actually it's Jace has wet himself.
Yeah.
Gross.
Don't worry, I can edit that part out when we watch this later.
All right, Chase.
We'll fix it
Where
in
does-
post.
I'll fix it in post.
Where does this one?
What do you want from me? You're gonna kill me now.
We're gonna go see your boss
4,574.
What do you want to see my boss for?
Not your urine.
because we gotta ask him a couple questions.
It's kind of being overpowered
Because obviously
by the
you
other
don't know
stuff.
enough.
All right, and
Okay.
also we need to make sure you're not a threat, so we're gonna disarm you.
I don't have any weapons on me.
That's
Oh, you
not what
do.
we're talking about.
As I assume John's already reaching for his arm.
I'll pluck his arm off.
You think it's attached?
Okay.
Yeah,
Just give it a tug, see what happens.
yeah, just rip it
Tell us
off.
where he is.
Just rip his arm up.
Yeah.
Always let the Carcadon win.
Come on, man.
So he
like-
mentions that it is he did get his blinged out arm, which you see is like a fake gold. It's actually just regular steel painted
Doesn't
on
even
with a gold
function.
coat.
Yeah,
Um,
sound like
yeah.
my model.
yeah, exactly. It's very much like a mini is done. So it looks golden, but it's very cheap. But he did get that done at the black market. He said that there is a cyberneticist that does those things that was very cheap, that did a good job. Kind of like how, tattoo people sometimes they say they do a good job.
Good to know.
Yep.
I look to the group and tell them that you should probably try to avoid confrontation in the future to ensure the safety of civilian life. As I, take the guy off my blade and throw him in the garbage.
And you were
What about
telling
that
this to
story?
Jace?
No, I was telling it to the group.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Yep, and it's probably best to keep your tattoos covered for in the meantime as well.
Yeah, no
Don't know
joke.
whatever rival gang you'll upset by walking around with a shoulder exposed or a midriff showing.
Oh my God.
We should minimize civilian casualties. How do you get this thing off?
And then the guy you have stabbed starts giving you recommendations. Perhaps putting your boot on my chest and pushing.
Thank you.
Write down the name Matala is the name of the cyberneticist.
Got it, Metallo.
Metallic.
Superman villain.
These names are just
It's a
very
lady.
ominous.
Yeah, it ends with an A. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
a lady.
We're in 40K. They all
Yeah.
end in A's.
Metallo is
What about
the-
Emperor?
Emperor?
The Emperor.
Oh yeah, Emperor.
All right. So, on that note, the next part of it
Everyone
is
walks away.
getting toward a finale, which means we want to start next week and then do our finale part on that. So episode 3 will be the end of chapter 1, so to speak, of our saga. So we will call it an end there to Act 2. Moving on to the final act.
Final count.
I like it. This was really fun.
This was fun.
Yeah, y'all did great. Did good.
Except for the Psycho who can't cast spells.
Hey, you cast Smite and crush somebody into pieces.
Anyone can cast Smite, even Rob can cast Smite.
This is
I
true.
casted Smite at least 15 times.
That
Right.
doesn't count.
I can't
What is
smite
it with you and the
my
number
blade.
15?
All right, everybody. So thanks for watching, and join us in 2 weeks' time. So we're gonna do it every other week. Join us 2 weeks' time for a wonderful time doing Wrath and Giga. So thanks everybody for playing, and we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Like, what are
Bye.
you trying to do?